Chess Anecdotes with Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, is in 3 stories today. 3 funny anecdotes from my life where I met Carlsen in different settings, including a game against Magnus Carlsen. I played him over the board in 2015. It was a special event in my chess career, I can tell you that. So I saved it for this video, and I hope you will enjoy it. The first rundown we'll have is in 2000, I think in 2003, I was heading a press conference with a very young Magnus Carlsen. He was only 12 years old, and people were asking him what he wanted to do with his life, and he said, "Well, I want to play chess." And they said, "Don't you want an education?" And he said, "No, I don't want an education." I understand that. Anyway, the Danish press corps was very critical of this decision, and I had to defend him against everybody, saying that if he was this good when he was 12, there was no reason to take an education. And I think I proved it right. Actually, one of the critics later said to me that I was right. So that was funny. The next one is from 2016, where a very happy Carlsen, who had a little bit to drink, was very happy when he met the Danish team and wanted to give them a drink. So he said, "I buy you all a drink," and we said, "Yes, great, and free drink, nice." And then we ordered the drink, but of course he didn't have any money because I don't think he used to paying for anything. So we paid for the drinks ourselves, but it was on Carlsen, and we did say cheers to him. So that was also a little bit funny. The last episode or anecdote in this about Magnus Carlsen is when I played him in 2015. And of course, playing against the world champion is a special event for any player, is especially, including me, of course. And it was a national team competition, the European Championship in 2015 in Reykjavik, Iceland. One of the epicenters of chess in the world. I think we can safely say that. They have hosted many important tournaments, and they just concluded the Reykjavik Open, which is one of the big opens during the season. Anyway, I had white against Carlsen. So what to do against the world champion? Well, just play something you feel safe to play, or because you probably will know it not as much as the world champion. It was a special event because when you play Magnus Carlsen, there are a lot of press from Norway because he is a superstar in Norway. So I never ever before or after played a game with 2 TV crews following the game, every move and all the mimics of Carlsen, and making a recap at the evening, and so on. So that was special. I had this little discussion with my then second Nikos from Greece, who's I probably know him. He's written a couple of very good opening books, I think 4 or something, and I still discuss with him. And also, if you look at the comments in the YouTube channel, he sometimes writes very sound, good advice. He's very good with computers and helps a lot with that. Anyway, I'm white. I'm playing the Catalan, and that's because it's a very sound opening, and it's not likely that you will get hurt very fast in this line. I was thinking he would probably take on c4 and something and play a6, but he played check, and that was not what I have prepared. But this is, of course, one of the moves black can always play. It's a very solid line. I played it with black as well, done reasonably well with it. It's not a great line, it's not a bad line, and it's kind of a boring line. The best move is bishop d2. Knight d2 is a little bit tricky. You might lose a pawn, actually. And here he played bishop d6. and I'm not. I play the Catalan once in a while, but I don't play it all the time. So I was not prepared for this move at all. I had a little bit of knowledge about it, but not much. By the way, an interesting idea for white here is to go knight c3. And if black castle plays c6, it's a big mistake because after queen c2, white will get in e4 next. I played this because after this move game, I started to play this line as black, and I went into this line against a Swedish player and got into a serious trouble. I managed to draw, but that was not part of the game plan to draw against someone with, I don't think, 2350 or something. Anyway, this is very bad for black. So c6 is a big mistake. After knight c3, you should play castle, and if white does not play bishop d2, maybe knight c6 or d takes c4 or something, but not c6 is just too passive. But after bishop d2, c6 is fine. No early e4 is gonna come. Castle and knight d7, and he played this fast. I remember that, and I was sort of I was a little bit frustrated because I didn't know what to do now. It's not so nice to be out of the book against the world champion at move 8, but that was more or less the case. Anyway, I thought, okay, play actively. The thing about playing a world champion or a player like Aronian, which I hope you have seen that game, which is also here on YouTube, is that you don't have anything to lose. Basically, I'm playing a 2080 50 rated player that is almost 300 points more than me. So basically, I'm destined to lose this game. So why not just play your chance, enjoy the ride, and if you set him some serious trouble, you might be able to score some points. So that's what I decided to do. So I'm gonna play the most principled move at all. Of course, something like b3 here could be very sensible. Queen c2 is of course sensible, but I decided, okay, I'm just gonna develop all my pieces and play for early initiative. And I was basically going to play, I think, this move or this move and follow with e4, trying to really exploit that the bishop is here instead of on the more sort of instead of this square, which is less active but also safer. There's no knight that's going to hit the bishop. And he took on c4, which I was not sure about. I played this move, which has also been played before. The plan is basically to do something probably like this. And if I can get this pawn back without giving any concessions, I am better. We have had this discussion a lot on GM Talks, and basically we are talking about this row to white, this row to black, and this row is free. And that is in general, unless you have something serious concessions, then it is a little but clear advantage to white. He castled, and I decided I'm gonna play it a little bit more aggressively with queen c2. I don't know why, I don't remember. I think maybe my plan was just to maybe exchange everything. That's also when you say you set out and you say, I want to play a complicated game and I want to attack the world champion, and then when you get the chance to exchange everything and get an equal ending, you go for it. This could be it would be rather typical, to be honest. And here he thought a little bit and he played the b5, which does looks kind of suspicious, right? With the bishop pointing that way, and but he does hang on to his pawn, and he would of course like to keep that pawn. But I'm not sure it's the correct move. I play a4, and that is I think was a novelty and a strong one. The immediate point is that the bishop is misplaced on d6 here. After this move here, white is just much better. It's just gonna get this, and this will be weak, and this will be very strong, and maybe this bishop on c8 down here will be weak. So this is a clear advantage. So he wants to keep the pawn here, and goes to b6, and here comes e4, a very nice move. I was thinking maybe some lines are like e5, but then he has to accept a double pawn on f6, and I didn't think he would do that. So what now? I'm threatening e5, and bishop e7 does not help, because I still go e5, because a knight takes d5 is hitting the queen. Okay, so b4. And here comes a very important moment in the game, and I played a very strong move. I was very happy about that move. Also afterwards, and the funny thing is, it's a good move, but I cannot still explain why it's a good move. You just sometimes with chess you just sense it in your hands. You just feel it. So here, well, one of the things is, of course, I have to bring some discomfort to his position. The thing is, if I, for instance, play something like this, then this is very annoying, because I can't take this one due to this move, as you probably can see. So here I play this move, and I really like this move. Attacking the queen. Queen has to go, but there's no good square for it, and that's the nice thing. So he was trying to make discomfort in my position, and I made discomfort in his position. He played queen c7. This is probably the best move, but after something like this, I think white is clearly better. This pawn is weak. The whole thing here feels a little bit dangerous, and this is might be coming, and also something like this could be really annoying for him. But here he played, and here it's white, and I was thinking for some time, and I just couldn't decide what to do here. So I went for the most forcing line, which was also sort of the approach I had to the game. I was going to play the most forcing moves when I could, to put the most pressure on my opponent, because I know, even though I think I'm good at maneuvering, I'm not in the same class as Magnus, of course. So here I played e5, but there was a very strong move instead. Knight a4 is actually really strong. The problem is for black is that I'm threatening this move here. And after something like this, this is really, really good. And he's going to have a ton of problem. I don't really see how he's going to survive this. There will be a lot of pressure on the c-file. This bishop is bad, and he can't put it there, because then comes something like this, and basically there are all sorts of trouble here, and my knight might come here, rook might come here, other rook might come here, and so on. So I think the computer says +2 here, actually. So I think it's you can look it up. I played e5, looked natural, winning the bishop pair, but also sacrificing a pawn. But I thought this position looked rather good for me. I was thinking, he can't play. There's a lot of things he can't play. I have this move. I have sometimes this move. Then I can go here and here, and I can, if you go put the bishop on b7, I can go b6, and I can also have maybe this move and so on. I thought, oh, this looks great, active chess, but it's just not precisely enough. So bishop a6. And the thing is, Carlsen often looks a little bit bored when he's playing, and he also did look a little bit bored here, like he's like, I can't almost keep awake, like, So anyway, rook fe1, very natural move, getting out of this one, and of course I'm hoping to drum up some activity. I did lose a pawn, but I have the bishop pair and a slightly better structure, a little bit more active, so I should probably be okay, I guess. Knight here, a natural move, good square, bishop back. Maybe sometimes threatening this move. I was getting, but also of course also eyeing this move with the X-ray. Rook here, attacking. The idea is if you go something like this, then this is probably very annoying. Because it can go here, there's opening for this one, and of course there is the threat here, so he has to be a little bit careful. Queen c7, and here I couldn't help but trying to threaten to win in one move against the world champion. Also, and that's, to be honest, I didn't see the best move here. The best move here is this, and I think actually white is fine. I'm threatening to win back the pawn here pretty quickly, and if I get that back, then I'm definitely fine. And if something like this, then I play this move, which looks so strange. I'm improving his pawn position. I'm getting rid of the good bishop. But after this move, I have this move, and this carries. Oops, sorry. That was not. I don't know what happened. Anyway, this carries it with a big threat here, and he can't even play rook here, so he will probably have to play this. And after this move, I'm fine. It's totally equal. So this move 92 would have just equalized. But I couldn't help threatening mate in one move against the world champion, so I did that. And he covered here. And also I was getting kind of curious about this, because this one actually seriously threatens knight takes f7. So what is going on here? And the world champion was, I could see he was a little bit annoyed. He felt like I was getting some initiative and I shouldn't have, and so on. So here he played a clear mistake, for which I think he didn't realize was a mistake, and he played it very quickly, and he didn't bother to calculate. The thing is, black is actually much better here if he plays the right move. The right move is, pause the video, look it up, think, is a bit slow, this attack, right? So this move would have been strong, attacking here. And after this move, white is in some sort of trouble. And after this move, you can take this one. And there's no check with this knight, which was so after this move, you just take with the king, and there's nothing. There's nothing in the attack, unfortunately. The king can sit on f8. And the thing is, here, something like this, you just take here, and there's just nothing with this with the check, unfortunately. Very unfortunately, I thought. And I was getting very nervous that he would play rook b3, but he quickly played bishop c8. And then I got bishop f1 in, and I'm already fine. And after this move, I get this annoying pawn away, and I have very active position. This rook could get into trouble, and basically white is fine here, even though I'm down a pawn. I have the bishop pair, and after this move, very important move, is just to be honest, to play for the draw. So I play this move. The knight was not doing anything over there. Here And this move is also very nice. Take, and here after the game, Magnus, we just had a little talk about it, and he said that only white can be better now. I have this threat, and I have very strong bishop, a lot of space. So after something like this, I'm just fine, and no problem. This the bishop pair is just very strong, and this bishop never really got going. So, and there's a pin here, and there's also the knight is coming now. So I was getting a little bit excited here, because actually he has to be a little bit careful not to lose right now. Knight c6 is a serious threat. This one is an unopposed black square bishop. It could come to this square. The only thing black has got going for him is he's got a pawn, and he's got this square. I'll make that red just to prove the point. Bishop here. Knight here attacking the rook, and I really like the X-ray here, which is always nice, and putting on more pressure with the rooks. Sometimes this is a threat, could be. Rook here, and strong move. Rook here, trying to, and now I'm probably threatening something like this. By the way, an important point here is that in general, rooks are much better than knights in this position where there is a pawns on the far end, and if I get a free pass pawn, it will be very difficult to stop it. He played it very precisely here, and I decided to, okay, let's have a draw. And I was a little bit excited here because I got this move, but he can just take here and play this move. And I got a pass pawn, but I also got a knight trapped here. And my idea is basically to go here and play this move, and I will have serious winning chances. But he was just in time for this, and after this move, he has to draw, and I said, okay, there's nothing here. He can easily stop the a pawn, and it will be a draw. So I made a draw against the world champion, and that is forever in my resume, and it was a real game. So that was kind of like. By the way, here on GM Talks, we now have a membership button. What does that mean? That means you can be a member of GM Talks. What do you get? The members get to choose one video every week that is not shown for other people. So that's a private video. And right now we have one member, so he will have his own